Something's different. It's a different wall.
Oh.
Oh, and a super switcher.
So,
new Boss pedals.
New Boss pedals. That was a big thing from Summer NAMM, I believe, is when they debuted that. We got a new looper coming out. They've got the DD-200, and they've got the EQ-200, and I know there's probably a couple more they're doing. I think there might have been 4. I can't think what the other one would have been.
Maybe a modulation.
Could be, yeah, probably.
If you like to modulate.
Probably something for the modulist out there.
For the modulators.
Modulators!
So.
We just got in the DD-200, and we got in the EQ-200, and we haven't really been able to plug them up. This is the first time really plugging them up and running through some of the things that they do. Of course, you now also see this awesome electro-harmonic super switcher. That way we can not have to run everything through each other, so that way you're hearing the true sound. The true sound of the pedal. So we've got the EQ pedal is in 1. The DD-200 is in 7.
7, I believe.
And we've got the Fender MTG Tube Distortion in
with the EQ
3.
3 to show off the awesome potential that your EQ, because EQ definitely sculpts some wicked overdrives.
Yeah, you definitely can. And yeah, so it's very cool. I already loved how this EQ pedal allows you to do, when you change it, also shows it on the LED screen, which is kind of cool. So it just mimics anything that you do. You can also save some presets on there.
Looks like you have 4 presets you can go with, at least, without perusing through the manual. And it looks like there's channel A and B for each, so I wonder if that's an alternate for each one. Kind of cool.
Could be. There's a lot on these pedals. We're not going to really get very deep into these. We just wanted to kind of show off maybe just the quick out of the box things you can do with it.
Interesting thing about these two is there's 1/8" MIDI jacks on the side. I'm curious.
Yeah, I'm not reading the manual.
I don't know, but that's kind of cool. I've never seen any kind of MIDI jacks that are 1/4 So
yeah, that's
new to me. I didn't know such a thing existed. So, and it looks like USB port for firmware updates, maybe.
I would think so. Yeah,
because these are very technologically advanced pedals, and much smaller than the 500. So
yeah,
about half the size.
Yeah, and they didn't do an EQ in the 500. I think they only did the delay. They did the reverb.
Yeah, I don't remember. I don't recall, but we may be wrong on that. They did a lot of different ones with those dual pedals. The amp factory, the rotary, the door blows open at random times because of the air conditioner. All kinds of cool pedals. That's my favorite.
Yeah.
Door blowing open.
Door blowing open pedal. The door's wide open.
Yeah. Where did my coffee go?
You want to start with the EQ pedal then, the EQ-200?
Yeah, this one's cool. I was messing with it a second ago, and just even on a clean tone, you can hear a difference. Here I've got the cool new purple Sterling Petrucci 7-string for all of you 7-string players. It's got a low beat, but I wouldn't even know what to do with it.
Too many strings.
It's too many strings, way too many notes. Just so we hear our clean tone, this is just a setting I found. It sounds like it kind of takes out some of kind of cuts some of the bass, adds a little bit more low mids, and I'm guessing that is what is being represented here. It's some interesting scoop. It was one of the presets, and I thought it was the one that made a big difference. Ignore where this is actually set right now, because that was just a kind of test to see what would happen. So if we hear our clean tone on our middle position, it's a little spanky. Immediately hear some mids kicking. It almost is boosting it a little bit, so if I dig it hard, you can hear it actually starts kicking in a little bit of overdrive, because if this is correct, this is really kind of boosting kind of the upper mids and scooping out some of the middle muddy mids and adding a little bit of a cut in the bass, which also helped a lot when we added in an overdrive pedal. So for example, I'm still getting used to this.
Yep.
So now we will hear what it can do, the potential with the overdrive pedal. probably toggle through a few of these presets.
Yeah. Is that the memory? Okay,
so,
cool.
So,
you just want to play something out?
Makes a big difference, and just so we can hear it too, let's bypass. This is just a little bit. So, makes a big difference. Kind of noisy.
Yeah. Noisy, but that's a good thing.
So if you don't like the sound of your overdrive or distortion pedal, try an EQ.
Yeah, no, it's really cool, and it looks like you can, I'm sure you could save quite a bit. I see 400 on here, or I'm sorry, 4 slots, but I bet you there's multiple.
You know what I didn't notice, but is that gonna... It does!
Yeah, the screen.
Yeah, so cool. Look at that, look at that, look at that, YouTube.
Are you covering it up?
I'm probably covering it up.
Yeah, you're covering it up.
I'm covering it up, but if I do it from the side, look at that. We could make like a, we could put a cat face in there. Like this. So if you had like a little cat, maybe, if you were a cat lover, you could have a little cat face.
Yeah, you got the little cat ears, or Batman.
Or I'm thinking, yeah, you could do Batman. There's a little bat symbol in there.
Yeah, what's that sound like?
Bats. Pretty nasty. I like it.
But it's really cool.
Cool.
I mean, talk about like just being able to play and see the EQ changes. I don't know. That's very cool. I like that. You don't really get to see that on a normal, 5-band or 7-band from some other companies, or even the GE 7, that they do. So I love that. Just a little bit more interactive and visually.
Probably very cool for recording too, because if you have a certain EQ setting, you can save it in there as well. So if you're really
certain guitar, you like a certain guitar, you want a certain EQ, boom.
Certain amp, trying to get it a certain way, or even in a live setting where you have a few different EQs. Say you're one of those people that likes your amp gain, but you need it to be more versatile. This would be a quick way to do it. So if you want to go from, say, like a classic rock tone to a more metal tone to a more bluesy tone, you could probably do it all with the same overdrive without even having to change. Because you wouldn't want to have like 2 different overdrives and several different fuzzes on your own board.
No,
that would be,
we don't recommend that.
That'd be a lot of stuff that you wouldn't.
Yeah.
That's what weirdos do when they have 17 pedals on it. There's my pick. Weirdos that lose their picks and have way too many pedals. So
cool.
I think that about covers it on that one.
Yeah, I'm gonna go back to one of these settings. I want to hear what the boosted mid sounds like on this Tele. Nice.
And I wouldn't mind hearing, because we didn't do this yet. If we put it, let's see, I want to hear the manual mode.
Okay.
Now let's do the ultra scoop with
the
distortion.
Yep.
So now we should have our ultra scooped smiley face curve, which will boost that bass, and
it's great for
rock.
Yep.
More subtle than I thought it would be.
It's cool.
But
yeah,
hey, that works.
There you go.
But that's how you know it works. Probably takes some time to dial it in.
Yeah.
But
no, and I do see what you're saying. It's got 2 channels.
There's a level boost
so
too.
That'll get your that'll give you some breakup.
And 30 hertz. That's very low as far as EQ curves go. I don't know how many guitarists would never do that. Maybe for recording you'd scoop it
That's
out.
what I'm saying.
There you go.
You could use this for other instruments too.
Don't worry about the plug-in. Get the sound before you even hit record. There you go.
Yeah, it's very cool.
So if you're a recording enthusiast, do that. So.
And it's pedalboard friendly, which I like. Pretty small.
I want to know what these MIDI jacks do. I'm curious.
Yeah, we'll definitely. I'll put that in the description. So the other pedal, the DD-200, of course, that's a little bit smaller version of the DD-500, which is a really involved, in-depth pedal. It was very similar to Strymon as far as the timeline and the features that it could do.
Quite large. Very
large. Took up a lot of real estate. They've come up with the DD-200. It looks like you've got some of the same features. You've got, of course, a shimmer. You've got a reverse, lo-fi, pattern. I'm sure you have dual delay as well. So I figured what we could do is run through some of the things. You can see your tap divisions here. It gives you the option of just quarter, eighth, dotted eighth. That should be dotted eighth with the dot there, and then looks like a dotted quarter, I believe. So it gives you all that. Also, of course, memory, save a bunch, and this will alternate. You heard it?
Yeah, it's like most Boss pedals, where if you press and hold, which is press and hold, this should go back to memory mode. So yeah, in standard mode, it's going to select the different memory presets. So the green LED is letting us know that's our manual. What you see is what you get.
Yeah.
And then you have the 4 different memory modes you can have. And since you're like us and you love tap tempo, press and hold this guy for 2 seconds, it flashes, and that's when you know you are now in tap tempo. So there's a quick one, and then we can even do longer delay times, which I typically would go for when I'm using the tap tempo delay, because if I want a quick delay, that's what I have my echo set for, and it just stays the way all the time, kind of just to wetten up the signal, because wetten is in the dictionary.
It's a word. Wetten.
It's wetting up. You gotta wet up your signal.
Wetten up the
you don't want it to. You get too dry, your signal gets a little bit ashy on the elbows. You gotta wet it up.
Lotion to your signal.
It really is. So, and I'm curious. We barely heard the. I want to put this thing in manual mode.
Yeah, we're gonna.
And just mess with the knobs while you play, because you love delays more than I do. So if you want to. You are on, so if you want to play some stuff, I'll scroll through a couple of these, because I really want to hear. And I love whatever this is. I can't even tell. This is reverse, which just sounds great.
Sorry, they probably can't hear you when I'm playing.
I mean, I'm right here next to a mic.
True, that is true.
It is very true. So let's hear. I want to hear what the shimmer delay sounds like. Let's give that guy a shot. Nice swell. Yeah. Very cool. Very nice. Now, how about the Vintera Echo? This was one of their popular MDP processes ones. That's dope. Very nice. I think that's like
neat.
A phaser sound.
Yeah, I never did mess with the Vintera Echo either.
That is very cool. Here's a pad echo, so I don't know if this is going to have like a pad sound. Yep, kind of swells the sound.
No, I did that.
Oh, it did? Okay. Okay, it does add like a little bit of a modulation to it. And then let's try a different. Very cool. I like that one. We got pattern. Not sure what this is going to do, but is this going to... think maybe it's the series. If it's a bunch of delays in series together, it kind of adds. To
I'm sure, and I bet you could deep dive and get in there and change
reverb,
the different rhythmic.
Which we haven't even messed with these knobs, so even these alone. Lo-fi is gonna, I guess, more of a tape. Yeah. Oh, that sounds great just like that.
We're just talking about that with the DD. Yeah, that's exactly what the Deluxe Murder Man was doing, the 70s one.
And it perfectly emulates that because that's and actually it's quieter when it's not working.
Yep.
So if you want the degradation sound, if you want the breaking tape sound without all the extra noise when it's not playing.
I just love that because that is the truth. It's like you try to explain to people, hey, this is what Bucket Brigade sounds like. It's just got that sizzle. You can kind of hear it. And a lot of people
they nailed it. I think that's pretty much it. So this is now going to be dual. So
that should be
2 delays. Let me put it into a more standard rhythmic thing.
Give me just like a.
There's just a straight. I like that. I think actually this one with the dual. If you add the dot, so that's it. So let's try the dotted. That should be our edge sound right there, huh? I think we got it.
Pretty close.
Probably not fast enough, huh? Tonally, it sounds pretty close in my ears.
It's definitely something I know you could mess with it and get it to sound even more like it.
Well, let me tap it.
Tap.
Something you can't smell.
But it looks like other than that, it's your normal control. Of course, tone for your repeats. What else we got? Modulation depth, parameters. I bet you. Is anything? Oh, you can press down to get into even more settings. So yeah, there's.
Wow.
It's one you're gonna want to read the manual on.
And it looks like there's a looper built into this. So it looks like if we press and hold maybe both of these at the same time, we are now in looping mode. So let's see. I'll count it to 4, and then you play a phrase because it's gonna be difficult without the feet. So 1, 2, and we're recording. I don't know.
Like we have an E level, and let's see.
So let's play that again.
So we're doing some overdubs. No, you have to control it all with
and it looks like it's all controlled with the dynamics of what you do, but I actually prefer that anyway because the levels didn't sound bad, and when I use my looper, I just use it wide open on the looper, and then I do everything else here, so I kind of compensate. If I know I'm going to do a rhythm, I'll use, more of a rhythm type sound with, the full-on bass and everything, and then maybe thin it out with the guitar's controls to play over the top of it, or change it altogether with a boost or a drive or something like that, in order for the frequencies not to just pile onto each other and just become a mess. But the fact that you can also use the delay and the loop simultaneously, that's a game changer for most pedals other than maybe the Grand Canyon.
Grand Canyon, yeah.
Where you could use both at the same time, which is very cool. And I think that's some a little bit of competition for the Grand Canyon right there.
I like it. It's fun. So yeah, no, I think Boss has always done delay really well. So
they sound fantastic.
Yeah, between the DD3, the DD7s,
And that's not that difficult. Usually I kind of hate when they cram too many features into a pedal, particularly processors, where it can be a little bit too much stepping on it in order to access certain features. That was extremely easy to get the looper fired up, and I honestly didn't
that was true.
I didn't even notice that I even had it until just right now. Because we totally do all this research way
we totally just didn't plug up.
We have that kind of time.
Yeah.
So, very cool. And I like that it not only functions as a looper, but it still allows you to use your delay at the same time.
Yeah.
Very cool.
So we're really excited about the pedals. When we get the others in, we'll definitely do another follow-up video with those. I know that the looper, the separate looper has some, pretty neat features. So we'll be checking that out. $249.99 for these. I think all of those are what they're running, $249.99. But you get a lot. You get a lot.
I think especially on this one, that's a lot of feature for $249 because what a good delay would cost you, what all these other effects that it can do would cost you, and then the looper on top of that. That's pretty good. Not bad, boss. Not bad at all.
Good job, boss. All right, well, that is it for the new DD, or the new 200 series from Boss. I've been Rick.
I've been Joe. Goodbye. Let's just have fun and watch this. Let's see what we can draw. Can we spell stuff out with it?
I wish.
It's like, goodbye.
End of video.
It's just, hold on, it's a stegosaurus. I'm having way too much fun with just this.
Just drawings.
It's like a kid who just plays with the wrapping paper instead of the actual toy. I don't know.
Oh, that looks like it's going to sound real good.
It's going to sound amazing. Watch out.